My car tires blew. I planned to use our emergency fund to pay for it, only to realize that my wife took half of our emergency fund to pay for a professional family photo shoot instead. I feel like I'm married to a stranger. A few weeks ago, my wife asked if we could have professional family photos taken. I said that money was tight between our daughter's birthday, a trip to her parents for Thanksgiving, and Christmas. I asked her if we could wait until after Christmas. She said no. She never brought it up again. I didn't think anything of it because I assumed she wanted to take them herself. The other day, one of my tires blew out, and I went to our emergency fund to cover it. That's when I discovered that she had taken $300 out of it to pay for pictures. $300. I know it sounds pathetic, but when I saw that shit, I broke down. The last few years have been horrible for us. I got laid off and she got sick in the same year. We both eventually found new jobs, but we never fully recovered financially. It took months and months of hard work to get our emergency fund to that point. Now half of it is gone just before Christmas for photos. When I confronted her about it, she didn't even try to deny it. She just said that she deserved to have nice pictures. I begged her to try to get the money back, but she said no. The photo session she booked is next Saturday, but I'm not going. She keeps threatening me, saying that people will ask why I'm not in them and that I'm going to look bad. I'm sure she's right, but I'm counting on it. If people ask why I'm not there, I'll tell them exactly what happened. I don't care if it's in person or on their Facebook page. I'm going to let everyone know what she did. Since having pictures to show off is more important to her than our family's safety, it seems only right that her family and friends know. I feel like I'm married to a stranger. The woman I married would never have betrayed me like this. Relevant comments. Comment. I guess those trips to see her family will no longer be happening as she has spent the money on photos. Comment. She took the money from emergency fund. I would assume the money for trips wasn't from there. It's probably trips already paid for. Comment. Just do the pictures. God knows you won't be able to afford to do it again, and the money is already paid. In 10 years, these may be the only professional pictures you have, and you'll regret not being in them despite how mad you are currently. Set up a separate emergency fund that your wife can't access since she is prone to impulse buying, it seems. Just suck it up and smile for the kids. Comment. The people who are saying $300 sounds reasonable are missing the point. OP clearly mentioned that his family is going through financial issues, and he saved those $300 for emergency. So, his wife had no right to take it without discussing with him. He felt betrayed by his wife. Update: 8 days after the first post. I contacted the photographer directly. I didn't think it would work, but I decided to give it a try after so many people suggested it. I told my wife I had changed my mind about the photos and asked to see the photographer's other work. She gave me the website. I then emailed the photographer and explained the whole situation. I was shocked at how understanding she was. She refunded us right away. The only catch is that my wife is banned from using her services. I had planned to sit down with my wife to talk, but the photographer emailed her before I could. She was pissed. She wouldn't stop yelling at me until I told her I was considering leaving her. She calmed down after that. I told her how angry and disgusted I was that she would act so irresponsibly. I asked her why she would do such a thing. She said she deserved nice photos after the last few shitty years. I pointed out that we both had hundreds if not thousands of family photos on our phones. She said they weren't high quality enough and that we didn't look nice enough in them. I replied that we could have gone to JCPenney, or we could have just fucking waited and budgeted for them. She said she didn't want JCPenney-style portraits and that she wanted Christmas pictures. I told her that didn't matter and that financial security was more important than fucking photos. I said if she didn't agree, it meant we were incompatible as a couple. She apologized but didn't agree. She still wants to stay together and try to work through our issues. I agreed to try under 2 conditions. We separate our finances and we do a trial separation. She agreed. We're splitting the bills 60-40, which is proportional to our incomes, and splitting the emergency fund 50-50. We're also taking turns sleeping on the couch. I know many of you wanted me to leave her, but I can't. I want to see my daughter every day, not 50% of the time. I owe it to her to at least try to make this marriage work. As angry as I am at my wife, we have been through hell together. I can't throw that away without trying to make it better. The trip to see her parents isn't happening anymore. We split the $100 we saved for gas evenly. My wife can't afford the trip without my half. She is angry that I won't give it up. I told her that when I said separate finances, I meant separate finances. Besides, after paying for the tire and the tow, my half of the emergency fund is gone. I need every dollar to rebuild it. I also want to stay in town with my parents. I suggested she dip into her half of the emergency fund, but she told me she had already used it to book another photographer for her and my daughter. Last Saturday, I borrowed some sleds from a buddy of mine and took my kids sledding. I want us to make real memories together, not photos posted for likes. I think she'll remember that 20 years from now more than the photo shoot her mom planned. Relevant comments. Comment. I get the impression that the wife just snapped and decided to splurge. Could be a manic episode, could just be collapsing under the stress. Living in poverty is stressful as hell, and it's common for someone to just snap and buy a luxury they can't afford. The way she doubles down is impressive, but not unexpected. Comment. This is my read on things. Plus, the OP mentions that part of the reason their finances are tight is because the wife got sick. They've been stressed for a long time. It's that time of year when everyone is sending out their lovely family photo holiday cards. The wife had a health scare and is perhaps feeling the lack of proper family photos particularly sharply right now. Comment. There's an unexplained motivation about why the wife is booking those photos. We can speculate that the need is silly or narcissistic, but there might be something else which drives it. That's the scenario where there is something larger, clearly going on, but means we can't be confident we understand. Comment. Using any amount of money in a way that's hurting their financial stability behind his back is in itself a betrayal, a breach of trust. Trust is very hard to rebuild, and the way they're headed for now impossible.